All this Formula 1600 action is proudly brought to you by InvestChem. The South African Superbikes is proudly brought to you by Liqui Moly and their associate sponsors. And the Clubman Saloons is brought to you by Mike's Place. We head down to Cape Town and its Extreme Festival making its way to the Mother City. And as always, a massive crowd coming out to be entertained by 2 and 4 wheels. We start with the 2-wheeled action from the South African Superbike Championship. Local riders here and wildcards stepping up makes a big field of almost 20 riders. Biggest field we've had all season long in the South African Superbike Championship. But the championship is still up for grabs and Seller, Isaacs and McFadden are still fighting hard. The return of Stephen Odendaal from Moto 2 has definitely boosted the field. And John Baker will be hoping that his son Blaze retains the number 1 plate after an epic fight in the 600s. McFadden will be looking to fight it out of the front end, but he's got Brandon Haupt, a local man who looks like he might be up for the fight and take on the usual contenders and Moto 2's returning rider there, Stephen Odendaal. It's great to see that the crowds have got a chance to interact with the riders down in pit lane, and it's up to Clint Seller now to see what he can do from pole position. Alongside him is Stephen Odendaal. He didn't quite get to the front end, neither did Brandon Haupt, but Haupt is certainly the man to watch out for here today, setting an incredible pace this morning in the warm-up. They head down towards turn 1 now, and it is 1000s and 600cc's in the mix together. And there's 18 riders heading towards KFM corner. Odendaal gets the whole shot right on his tail. It is Lance Isaacs attacking Seller, but Seller just hangs on. Isaacs behind him. Then McFadden on the tailpiece there of Sir Lancelot as they come out of turn 1. KFM corner heading towards G Energy corner now. And hard on the brakes, the BMW now trying to mix it in between those 2 Yamahas. The rest of the field coming through looks like Baker might have just been behind Kuhn Snyman and just squeezed him out as they go into turn 2. So Kuhn Snyman and Blaze Baker fighting for this championship in the 600cc category. Now on the brakes into 3. Just flicking it through there. This is good to see. Nice to see a big field of bikes all joined together here. And it is so lekker to have all these guys from Cape Town joining us and being part and parcel of what we see now as South African Superbike Championship onto the back straight. This is Kuhn Snyman's point of view. And you can see just pulling away from him in the front end there. That is Malcolm Rapson. And there comes Ronald Slamet. Now remember what they did here today as well, just to give you an indication. The national bikes were just about a row ahead of the regional category bikes, but they're all raced together and all raced for championship points. Brandon Haupt already applying the pressure, looking for a way through. Oh no, Lance Isaacs finds it. Squeezes out Isaacs as McFadden's done the same thing there to Seller. And Seller now looking to come back in under brakes. There goes Byron Bester. Right behind him comes Malcolm Rapson under braking. Yeah, Seller up in a second. Moves right behind Stephen Odendaal. So it's Yamaha's 1, 2, and 3, and 4, in fact, with the BMW there in 5th. Oh, Schultz with a problem. Jared Schultz making a big mistake down in the Cape Town corner. And as we head down here, on board with him, coming up on the back end of Byron Bester, and just avoiding Bester, but he sits it up, goes straight into the dirty stuff, and fortunately he kept it upright. Let's see if he can keep it all together and get back on track. We saw him get back on, but he's got a huge mountain to climb now. No pun intended down here in Cape Town. Top 4 starting to get away now from Lance Isaacs. Lance Isaacs fighting with this championship in terms of the nationals for the year with Seller. And Seller at this stage sitting in 2nd place. So Isaacs is in the wrong place. He's got to be 2, 3 positions a little bit higher up. This is Odendaal's point of view. And on this R1 heading down this back straightaway, before he climbs on the anchors, it'll be close to 260 k's an hour. And then they climb hard onto the brakes. Look at McFadden trying to go around the outside. He cuts it high and wide, and into the background, there's a little bit of... Oh, there's a touch! There's a touch in between Brandon Haupt and Isaacs. The 2 of them coming together. Isaacs trying to go around Brandon Haupt, and Haupt just got in the way, and Isaacs just clipped the back end of him and goes down. Hopefully he can get that bike back up. Looks like he might be a little bit injured there. Hopefully he's able to get back onto the track. Seller now moving back up ahead of McFadden, who got him on the brakes and coming out of Cape Town corner. A little bit of smoke coming through here. Oh, is this from Seller's bike? Possibly from Seller's bike. I know it's from Odendaal. Odendaal's got a problem. Odendaal's got a problem there. He pulls to the sideline. I don't know if the smoke was coming from Odendaal's bike or from Seller's, but definitely smoke coming from one of those R1s. Let's have a look at that now. Odendaal just coming around the outside. I think that's gone into limp mode. There's a bit of smoke there, and he's going to have to try and get that bike stopped and restarted. McFadden now hits the front with Seller on his tail, and Brandon Haupt looking to close him down. Haupt, I said, is going to be the danger man here today. He's had a phenomenal outing this year in the WPMC and the Western Province Championship, but he's certainly a man who knows his way around this track, and definitely one of the fastest bikes we've ever seen around here. Currently, the lap record is held by the man we're on board with right now, a 1:09.944 from Seller. Those lap times could come down today, and a new lap record might be set, particularly with the pace we're seeing here from these front 3 R1s. Haupt up in a second. Big smoke out of Seller's bike there. There's a problem on Seller's bike. There's no doubt about it. You can see he's trying to wring the neck of it, but there's massive smoke coming out of the back of it. I'm not quite sure if he's seen that. There's definitely an issue there on Clint Seller's bike, and the King Price insurance machine is starting to give up the ghost. Big move on the inside there from Haupt. Had a look. Didn't quite make it stick. Look at that. Out that Akrapovic pipe, you can just see big white smoke coming out of that R1. And I don't know if Seller realized there's a problem on that bike yet. He's going to start to feel the effects because it'll probably just got slower and slower as he goes. In the background, I think that's Udendal. Udendal might have got that bike started again and regained up to third place. This is the leader of the 600s, Kieran Sneyman, pulling away now from Blaze Baker. Sneyman a good couple of seconds up the road there from Blaze Baker. Baker, in fact, having a bit of a fight with Malcolm Rapson, the fastest accountant in the world. Looks like he's going to be in for a bit of a fight there with that Suzuki of Malcolm Rapson. And Rapson, is that Isaacs? Isaacs is back on track, yes. White flags waving there for the slower bike as we see a move around the outside from Haupt. Can he make it stick? No, he can't. That's a big ballsy move going in there. Not quite sure if he can make that one stick. Ooh, touching the inside. There's Isaacs on the inside. And looks like the problem there for Seller. Seller's also had an issue in the background. He's gone missing and he's gone down as well. So Clint Seller goes down in almost the exact same place as Isaacs. A couple of meters further up the right-hander there in Cape Town corner. This is what it looked like from Seller's point of view. He pitches it in. The bike steps out and that's it. Gone. Over and over and coming to a complete stop there just on the exit point of Cape Town corner. And while we're down here in Cape Town corner, this is Lance Isaacs' point of view of his incident. He comes up on the inside. There's the clip, just getting the back end there of Brandon Haupt. And in fact, it just broken, I think, the rear set. He's come in quickly to have a look and see if it's okay. I think they might send him out there. I don't think there's going to be any issues, but what's happening right now is due to the fact that Lance Isaacs is in pit lane, he's losing laps. That might cost him at the end of the race. Remember, you've got to complete a certain amount of laps still to be classified, and there's still a championship up for grabs here. Baker still fighting hard there with Rapson. Baker trying to close down on Kieran Sneyman, but you can see the gap there between Sneyman and himself. Behind that, you can see a hard charge coming from Donovan Lecoq, and behind that, Clint Munton. And here comes the Red Baron. Ronald Slamet's taken a long time to get through, but he looks like he's moved up into second place in the regional class. Further back from that as well, Dave Enticott having some fun and games there with Gareth Gaelig. And Gaelig now all over the back of Enticott. Front end of the field though, the 2000s, the two Cape Town boys. National Championship contender there, David McFadden, fighting with the Western Province champion. The man who took the number one plate away from him here in the Cape. And Haupt is looking good on that 26 bike. Coming to the flag, there's a drag race. Oh, a little step out there for Brandon Haupt. That might have cost him a bit of drive. But across the line, it's McFadden from Brandon Haupt. Great riding from the two of them as they come through to complete race number one. Absolutely brilliant stuff there from the two of them. Haupt will be happy with the fight there and shows McFadden that he's got what it takes. Pity we can't find some more money for him to come and join this National Championship Series. He'll definitely be a contender. Third place is going to be Udendal. Across the line comes Ronald Slamet, and Kieran Sneyman takes the 600cc's by a country mile over Blaze Baker. So that championship stays wide open heading into the final round at Red Star Raceway. Confirmation of the race results now coming up, and it's David McFadden ahead of Brandon Haupt, Stephen Udendal there in third place. Good recovery from him. Byron Bester finished in fourth ahead of Ronald Slamet, and in the 600cc's, Kieran Sneyman beat out Blaze Baker, with Jared Schultz recovering to third place on the ASAP World Yamaha. Let's catch up with Kieran Sneyman after his win in the 600s.
Yeah, it was quite lonely. It would have been nice to have a bit of a dice, but I guess that's just the way it panned out. Really greasy, really hot, had a lot of moments. Just try to bring it home.
Local man Brandon Haupt certainly surprised the usual contenders.
Yeah, to be honest, I got a bad start, so kind of played catch-up, passed Lance on the back, and then Clinton's bike and Stephen's bike started puffing some smoke, so luckily got past them, and then just started to chase down David. Had a look at the last lap, but brakes were fried.
Race winner was McFadden. He's a happy man. He's back in the championship.
It was pretty good. I mean, we worked all day yesterday just trying to get a set up for a race like that. I knew it was going to be a bit of a dogfight and whoever can break the latest. And I was waiting in the beginning. I got in the front at the right time and made down and managed it from there.
Celebrations now on the Liqui Moly podium. Great to see Stephen Udendal there with McFadden and Brandon Haupt. And the 600cc's, it's Kieran Sneyman, Jared Schultz and Blaze Baker. Confirmation of the championship points heading into the final round. Clint Seller leading only by 18 points over Lance Isaacs, with McFadden stepping up into third place and still in with a chance. Kieran Sneyman's only got 1 point ahead of Blaze Baker. Stand by for some big action at Red Star Raceway.